Hi everyone, I'm Evangeline here at etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the baskets and tips for your Kelty trekking poles. How do you choose which one? What do they look like? What's the difference? We're going to do a really quick run through them right here at etrailer. So here we have our Kelty Scree trekking poles. So on your pole, you're going to have this storage tip. So this rubber tip here is mainly so that the carbide tip of your pole doesn't punch through your bag when you have this stored. Now, a lot of people like to trek around with their carbide tip. This is already on your pole. You don't have to get anything extra for this. This is helpful if you have ice or if you're going on rocks and you need something that kind of like pierces into the surface. This is going to be helpful for that. I personally don't like trekking around with this tip simply because it's really noisy and it transmits a lot of vibration up the pole to me. So that's just a personal preference. I like to go around with the rubber tip. So that's going to be this part right over here. When you get this from etrailer, you do get a set enough for your poles. So on your Kelty Scree trekking pole, you're going to have this thread here. That's how you're going to attach your rubber tip. So I always have this rubber tip. This is helpful for pretty much any surface, any terrain. So you have that textured end, and then you have this longer tip. So that way this will be a bit less noisy as you're hiking around, and this will give you a good grip as you're going over rocks, and this will not sink or stab into your softer terrain like a softer trail. So if you see pokey holes on the trails as you go hiking, that's usually because people don't have this rubber tip. Now, you also have the options for baskets. So what are baskets? Well, they're going to be these pieces over here. So I already have one installed on our other pole. We currently have the trekking basket. So that's going to have, you can see the angles there, and then you can see how it has kind of an umbrella shape to it. The purpose of a basket is, if it's muddy, one, it will prevent mud from splashing back up the pole towards you, and it will prevent the pole from sinking all the way into the soft turf. So if you stick the pole into, let's say, a creek where you have sand, the pole will go all the way down to the sand, but no further, because you have this basket. Now this basket is switched out by these threads on here. So you just turn the basket and it can thread on. So here we have our other pole, and we're going to attach our snow basket. So the snow basket looks kind of like a flower, in my opinion, where you have your different openings here. This is going to be a lot flatter compared to the trekking basket. And since it is larger and flatter, this works much better in the snow. So everything we said about the trekking basket, but in this case, ideal for snow. This threads right on there and has pretty much the same functions as your trekking basket. So here at etrailer, we like to go on all kinds of different adventures, and it's very important for us that you have the right tools and right gear for those adventures. So if you ever have any questions, like, hey, what are the different Kelty products, whether it's the hiking staff or the trekking pole or maybe a different brand that you would recommend for my hike, and which tips and which pieces do you think I need? Well, long story short, your Kelty poles will have your trekking basket and your rubber tips, and that's really all you would need for most adventures. But if you find yourself in a really snowy region and you want the snow baskets, well, you can get that added on right here at etrailer. This will also work with the hiking staff. It'll look a little different than the pieces that come with the staff, but they will still all work together. And that's going to be the perks of staying within one brand, because then you know you can mix and match as needed. And if you have any questions, also feel free to reach out to me, because my name is Evangeline right here at etrailer. What we took a look at is the tips and the baskets for your Kelty trekking poles.